Yo, what's up, Gem and the Holograms? Today we're going to be taking a look at Paiman and Berith. Actually, I forget which is which. And this is obviously Long Haul and Hook from Newage's G2 Devastator squad, aka Hephaestus. I gotta say, man, dude, look at that G1 accuracy, right? I mean, I know he looks super lanky and the foot may look kind of weird, but dude, that's how the line art looks, and they nailed the look. He's all lanky and tall and all hookity hook. And same thing for Long Haul. Long Haul is typically better in focus. There we go. Long Haul is typically the brawler big dude on the squad. But dude, they nailed that G1 likeness. Look at the accuracy against the line art, and just beautifully done. Just absolutely beautifully done. And dude, I don't know what's up with the focus, man. But yeah, we're going to go through the transformation individually, and then we're going to click and combine them into Devastator. But, you know, I talk about these guys being mini masterpieces, and they really, really are. All the ball joints and everything, the tolerances feel great, and you can see that there's a ball here to give it universal movement. There's also a swivel in the arm, elbow bend. It doesn't go 90, but I mean, excuse me, it doesn't go like double bend, but it gets you a 90. And some of them have opening hands and fists. Not all of them. I forget. I think it's Scavenger who doesn't have it, and even comes with the ob crunch, so he can do the hi Tanaka-san or annyeonghaseyo, like, you know, the full prostrated bow coming from like East Asia and stuff. Primarily, I think Japanese people and Korean people bow more than Chinese folks or other ethnic groups, and Japanese folks may bow more than Korean. But yeah. Anyway, old school traditions, but dude, I absolutely love how the leg looks, dude. I don't think I've seen a hook quite like this. Granted, I haven't seen Magic Squares, but look at that, dude. Gets you a nice curl over here. Both legs, but slightly different, just because the mechanisms are a little bit different. But man, I can't wait to show you how the car portion transforms in the front. It's just beautifully done. These engineers are just geniuses, absolute geniuses, and heavyweights in the space. And you can see these little nuances when we're going to combine them into Devastator mode. Yeah, you're going to really see it shine. But let me set them to the side. We'll take a look at Long Haul for a second, and dude, he's beautifully done. He also looks like he has thigh-high boots or something, you know, but again, that's just the way the G1 version looked. Ankle tilt. Oh, I was going to say, for him, he doesn't have ankle tilt by the ankle, but he has it above it, you know what I mean? And so that's so cool that they're able to even like work that in there to help him stand on uneven spaces or scances, platforms. And I found out actually really late that they had that. I thought that they might be the weakest of the squad considering they didn't have ankle tilt, but I was wrong. Just the engineering is quite magnificent on these things, and very similar to him. He has the ball joints over here. He doesn't have a swivel, but he does have a ball joint at the elbow, and it does allow him to get like the deep curl. And primarily it's just because they transform differently, you know? And they all have like ball joints in the head and they can swivel, but unfortunately Hooks, just because the way the collars are set up, he can't really turn his head. And yeah, that's fine, dude. I mean, somebody might ding him for that, but that's okay. Even this, dude, this extends and collapses, and I've never seen a Long Haul do that, and it's just absolutely beautiful. You know, you don't really see tons of like kibble hanging off of him, but yeah, I was gonna say that when he does bend his knee, the sculpt kind of likes to come apart, just because there are like so many hinges, and you gotta, if you really want to get a deeper bend, you do have to kind of maneuver the tires out of the way. But yeah, he can kind of get it, but again, you do have to like shift stuff around, and yeah, it's just the nature of his transformation, so I'm not gonna ding him too much on that. These bits are interesting. They're metal. They don't have a ton of metal on them, but where they do have them, I don't know. There must be a very specific reason why they decided to do this in yellow. And one of the great things is that even though this is metal, dude, the painting on this is like, it looks like one tone. You know what I mean? It's ever so slightly different, but still, it's quite cohesive and hard to tell with the naked eye. And just the paint, that red, that deep, rich red, it looks so nice. Even the paint over here, the silver, the red, yellow accents, the black, everything, man. And over here, dude, look at that. You can straight read that. You know how small that lettering is? Because I mean, look at this fool. He's tiny. But whichever manufacturing plant that they're using, production plant, like, dude, kudos to them. Yeah, it's just really nice. It's just really nice. But yeah, you can get the faux bend, faux bend by doing this as well. But you know, like I said, it does kind of ruin the sculpt. But I don't know, man. It doesn't bother me much, and he can also open his fists as well. But yeah, but that's really been kind of like the quick intro to these guys. So cool, so fun. And if you have an opportunity to get a hold of him, I would suggest, and if you got some change, of course, if you got some money, I would definitely buy this and be one of the biggest recommendations that I have from the New Age set or from the New Age line of toys because they're just amazing, just absolutely amazing. And if you do, please support my sponsor, tfsafari.com, and utilize those codes that you see in the top right of the screen. But why don't we start transforming them? And after we transform them into vehicle mode, that's when we can actually combine them into Devi mode. And so let's do that right now. All right, we got Hookity Hook over here. One of the crazy things is actually to transform him, you got to keep the fists open. You know that? That's nuts. That's nuts. That little nuances like that make a difference. And then from here, you're also going to peel out these bits because they're going to become locking mechanisms for that part. Now that's really neat. Just really intelligently done. And I mean, these guys are artists. They're engineers, artists, and I just can't say enough good things about them, really. And then the head, it just collapses down. And when you need to pop it up, you can just kind of pull it up from the hood, from that lip over there. And then this is just going to turn around, and that's very cool. Scrapper also has that as well, and I think it's just really, really well thought out. Now, the instructions say that you're supposed to fasten the arms first before you work on the legs, but I like the legs having a little bit more freedom to move them around because once you lock these in, you're not going to be able to kind of move them around. So let's start with here. I mean, look how everything is collapsed in there, right? So this is going to peel out. That's going to peel down. And yeah, we're just going to keep that out for now. I mean, crazy, right? Everything, how it just unfolded. This thing too. You're going to peel this out. You're going to peel that out. Peel this. And then once it gets to this point, you're going to turn this around. And once you turn it around, then you can kind of see that this is going to sit over the other leg. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And so let me just kind of collapse the arms now. We can bring those in, and I just love having those secure mechanisms to hold it tight there. And like I said, the hands need to be out, right? And we could bring the legs together. Actually, you know what? They don't tab in, I guess. And then we can bring that like that. And we can bring that like that. And so once we begin closing those down, you see how there's this like vacancy? It's going to sit right over that little bit. Then this is going to come down and hug over there. Oh my goodness. How rad is that, right? How good is that transformation? Oh, it's just so satisfying. It's so buttery, but the perfect molecule amount of like tolerances. And yeah, the boom is just nice. Everything just feels good. And top of the notch, top shelf, really, really great stuff. Cleans up very nice. Anyway, let's take a look at Mr. Wrong Haul, right? And so we'll get to Long Haul, and then we'll do the combined form at the end. But oh, so good. I love how the leg transforms. Oh, it's just a work of art. Yeah, love it. Oh. All right, we got Mr. Wrong Haul over here, and there's a couple of tricky things with him. The hands are going to bend back, and you're going to start folding in here, but I want to show you actually. So there's, where is it? You see on the back of the arms how that has those little teeth, those little tabs that pop out? Those are going to slide in, and see the little slots on the inside of the forearm right over there? Those are going to tab in to these. And so before you can fully orient those in the way that you want, the head will kind of tilt back, and then this will slide forward. You can see down over here, it's on a slider, right? That's just so smart. And after you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to angle this around. You're going to bring it down. And as you bring it down, that little bit, the tab, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait, what's going on? Because what you have to do is, maybe, oh, okay, maybe it's not all the way down. There you go, there you go. You got to bring this up. Like that. Here, let me show you one more time. From there, you have to slide this forward so that that little tooth bit, the tab and the slot slide into place. Maybe I can show you better on this side. So we're going to swing the arm around, and then we're going to bring it down, and that bit will, like that, it'll go in there, dude. And that's just genius, just absolute genius. And that'll tap in there again, just very, very secure. This bit over here is pretty tough to move back. This bar, not tough, but it's kind of a knuckle joint, meaning it's like friction, but it is pretty tough. And so but don't be afraid to push it back, because that's what you're meant to do. So from here, I think you got to bring the tires out first. You're going to maneuver them back, but you need to kind of bring them out first. And so we can tab this bit in, and the bottom part of the feet, these soles will open up. And before you do all of this, see how this is kind of broken up, right? It's supposed to be aligned like that. And so you can see it moving down. And then from here, you're just going to flip these bits. And wait a minute, maybe you don't do that. I think you flip it once, then you flip it back. I don't know, dude. I may have gotten that wrong, but let's just say it's like that. And then you just bring this down. I think it's like that, dude. Because I don't think it's like this. Even though that does kind of reveal, like, maybe it is like that. Yeah, whatever, dude. Let's say it's like that. And then we're going to bring the tires down one more time. There you go, baby. That looks clean, right? Clean, 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 Supreme Dream Team. He's a little small. He's not as wide. But like I said, he's not that big, brawly bruiser guy that we've kind of seen. Like, if you look at in Combiner Wars, my man is huge. He's thick with it, you know? But no, it's not like that over here. He's his slim G1 self. And both of these vehicles and their transformation are just absolutely beautiful, right? I mean, do you agree with me? I think it's just incredible. Just absolutely incredible. And now we get to do, what is it, Devastator mode, and I am super duper excited. Hang tight, and I'll be right back with the whole torso, because he is a parts former, very much like the G1 predecessor. Yeah, all those bits. There's a frame that everything more or less plugs into, but it isn't just kind of like lock and load. He is going to require a bit of a transformation, just a little bit. Him too. Same thing with the Scrapper, also Mixmaster. The arms don't really do anything, but anyway. All right, enough yapping. I'll be right back. All right, time to combine them. And man, I don't know if you guys seen this one video where, how can I say this? There's this one guy, and he's taking this certain product, and he's like, this thing is so good, man. It's so, and he's crying about how good it is. That's how I feel about this set. Firstly, this is the torso, right? This is the frame that everything kind of like plugs into. And yeah, it's a huge parts forming bit that I feel like perhaps some people have printed out, you know, like 3D parts to make an entire Devastator out of this. I could be wrong, but at the same time, I think I'm right. So before we add anything to him, we need to kind of configure some of the guys first, right? And so why don't we start with Hook over here as I adjust the focus. So this is similar to, like, you know, what we remember Hook as, or remember how Hook transforms. But one of these hands actually has to spin like this. And it's because this bar needs clearance over here. Otherwise, that bar won't be able to go over. Then this will push down, and this will push out. And the reason this comes down is those bits right over here are going to be the connection points, just beautifully designed. And this pushes out so that the boom is on the outside of Devastator's chest. And I know this kind of looks like weird over here, but that's completely fine. It will plug in no problemo. So in terms of this torso, what we do is we lift up these latches, and once you do that, these bits will come apart, and then this will open up, and that will allow us to insert our guy. And it may feel like, you know, see that little tiny little tab? That's going to be resting in there. And it's not that it's really meant to hold him in there, not by any means. It's just really more of like a guide rail. And after that, you can start bringing this stuff up over here. You see that, how it hugs that? Oops. And then, oh, excuse me, sorry, not yet. We got to bring this up. Then we push those back in. There we go. And after we hug that, we put the latches down. Very, very, very Drew Barrymore secure. So cool. one part downo. Next, we will configure the longest of hauls. He's pretty easy. And I will say he's probably the one that just kind of, he's just there, just hanging out, actually. In fact, he doesn't even need to be plugged in, I think. Like, you wouldn't notice from the front. Yeah, and I think it's just something like that. And then what's going to happen is this part, see those little holes over there? And this bit, it's going to connect into this section over here. So this is just going to lift up, and boy, look at that ab crunch. Nuts, right? And look at that inside there. There's all these little doohickeys and mechanisms that move along with this when you do the crunch. And so that's just beautifully done. It's just so intelligent, and absolutely love them. So that little slot in the bottom, that's going to rest in right there. And then this will come down, and it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky to get it perfectly. Oh, okay. I was supposed to bend a little bit more. There we go. After we do that, we bring that down. Nice and secure, but pretty superfluous. You totally wouldn't even know that he's not there. You know what I mean? But yeah, that is the longest of hauls, and maybe I'll flip these bits up for good measure. The longest of hauls. Sure, why don't we just do that, even though it totally doesn't matter, and I just mentioned that. Mr. Crusher over here, Mr. Wesley Crusher. You guys know Wesley Crusher and Dr. Crusher from Star Trek The Next Generation? Boy, I had a huge crush on her growing up. Huge crush on Dr. Crusher. And these you just plug in. There's nothing else. You don't gotta, and by the way, these little wings come forward. That's cool, right? You don't gotta do anything special. You just need to plug them in, and it's a nice tight fit once you get them in there, but the sculpt kind of came apart. But yeah, you just wedge them in there, and that's about it. I feel like I did something wrong with the arms. 1 second. Oh, okay, what it was this. You need to line up Bone Crusher's head, I forgot about that, into that little slot, and after you do that, then you get full clearance. And so, my bad. So yeah, pretty much that's that. Scavenger, you have to do a little bit more work, but very, very minor. What you got to do is untab them from the main torso, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hug the connection point using the treads over here. So we're going to get that. One side goes there, and the other side goes there, nice and secure. And then when you bring this down, that little hole is going to sit on top of that post. Nice and secure. And if you want, you can compress all of this up as well. Most Devastators don't do this. They just have this kind of like chilling, and that's fine. But Newage Devi is a little bit different, and this came apart again. Yeah, this is not my favorite part. Because see, this, like, I don't have anything to brace it against. You know what I mean? Like when I'm pushing this in there. Hold on, man. All right, sorry about that. I ultimately had to get like a spudger and just kind of like push it through there to reinforce that area. So let me just kind of set them down. Scrapper's pretty easy. This goes up, and I believe we can flatten this down. And this will swing around, and that tab will lock in right there, my dear. So that's pretty cool. Same thing for this side. That's really about it. And then these will split apart. And you can kind of see, or not, there's a little space basically between there's a little space between the legs. Then I think I'm gonna have to actually untab the legs in their entirety to kind of navigate that. You see that? There's a little space right between the knee, right? So we'll slot one side in there, get the other side in there. There we go, Jer. We'll flatten that. I mean, we could even flatten that down here if we want to cover that piece. Looking good, right? Looking good, Elijah Wood. And I hope that wasn't all blurry, Eddie Murphy. But so here he is right now, and I'll adjust the camera once we put him in as once we put them all together. But we just got Mixmaster over here. He's the one that requires the most love, so to speak, because the legs, because they're remaining super accurate to the line art, and so they need to have the toes popping up over here. And so you're going to open up the legs, and it's these little toes right over here. And you're going to bring this down. You're going to bring that out, bring the toe down, and then you're going to close that back up again. What? Oh, okay, yeah. It's going to be like that. And he also has a little heel part. Sorry, I know that was off center. That's going to flip out, but I'll do that in a second. So we'll repeat the process on the other side. You flip this all the way out, and then, oh, now the left side is confusing me. Undo this. There you go. Flip that out. Flip the toe down. And bring that back, Mac. And get that to go in there. I shouldn't be doing this on an empty stomach because I'm just like, dude, I want to finish this up and I want to go eat. Then after we close this bit together, this will tab into the underside of the that little waist bit. So, well, I gotta get this part too. Yo, what is up? Huh. Just can't get it to sit flush. This is supposed to go, oh, there we go. It was just a tight fit. See, I can see I'm all like rushing because I'm like, dude, I want to go eat. Then we put that in there. We pull the heels out. Like, seriously, I can't believe all the efforts that they've taken to kind of keep this, like, to keep the tune fidelity. So what we're doing over here, and I guess that's kind of like to talk about their Grimlock, right? I can't stop talking about their Grimlock. That's one of the things with their Grimlock is that no, this stays down over here. Is that, yeah, he kind of looks like the Tune version, and the Tune he wasn't so like bulky, and so that's why their version looks like that. But anyway, I'll stop talking about them. So we've extended this out so that this can connect into this knee port over here. These bits you see will connect over here. Wait a minute. Yeah, the back of that will go into the silver bit, and then the front of that will fit into that space. And then you can close this up like that, and oh my goodness. All right, let me change the camera mode and adjust, and we'll look at him, and it's in and tap. Alrighty, so here he is, as best as I can get him in the shot. He does have upgraded ratchets and stuff like that, because currently, yeah, the ratchets just make him stand, like, the A stance is way too wide. You want it to be about halfway from here, and they have included those upgrades, but ultimately this is going to a someone's home, and so I'll let that individual install those when they feel like it. But here, look at how he compares to his counterpart. The assets, the G1 assets, nice and sleek. You know what I mean? Devastator was never this like super burly dude until like the comics came out and stuff. Or I mean the cartoon, I guess, but the toy wise and like the original line art, he's very svelte, he's very sleek. And if anything, I would say one area that they couldn't nail is this bit over here. Scrapper's back looks a little bit different, and the only people who have been able to do this properly are Fans Toys, and even for them, it's a part forming bit that's not a part of the normal robot. But yeah, they're all in their rightful places and stuff, and he looks grand. As you can see, you can see the little waist flaps over here, the skirts, because yeah, he doesn't have a ratchet forward, but it's very, very tight, and the tolerances are good. The ratchets are here though, and that's fine. And there's a swivel down over here, and look at that, man. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? And wow, I didn't know he had a double, but he does. That's just beautiful. And I love the machinery that you can just see in there. And it's just such a nice touch. So artistic, these guys. I mean, yeah, they're absolute geniuses. Yeah, I want to get their like autograph and stuff. You know what I mean? Just fanboying out. These two, you can see that they move up and down. They can go forward and back, and these will move as necessary. There aren't butterflies, but yeah. But in terms of your 360 going around, and like even this is pretty decent. Elbow, you can kind of get a double, and you can see that it has like that nice silver, not silver, chrome machinery bits that are baked in. It's those little things, you know? I mean, they've just done like everything right. What was the term? Dotted their I's and checked their P's and Q's and well, whatever that phrase is. They've done everything right. They really, really have. Tolerances are good. He likes to bend forward a little bit, but he won't do that just by himself. I'm just kind of doing this, and there's a little bit of weight there, but you can see the ab crunch, and he can get like a double ab crunch, so you can almost get like a he got like knocked into the bag by Slag, and he's driving him into like Autobot City or something like that. Really, really expressive poses that you can get with this toy. Sorry, just need to cinch that down again. Maybe he's not supposed to lift up double time like that. No, I think he is. But it's just this issue coming apart again. And yeah, I don't really like that a lot. If anything, this is the thing that I dislike most. And that kind of takes it down from being a perfect toy, along with the fact that, you know, you do have to install some like upgrades and stuff. But yeah, man, he's beautiful. And he does have a light up eye gimmick. I don't have the batteries installed or anything like that, so can't really do anything. And I do believe his visor also comes off, at least according to the instructions. But oh, nice little place for the Decepticon symbol. But yeah, man, Hephaestus, Newage, Botbender, you, me, TF Safari, everyone having a good time. And I just wanted to say, if you've been watching all of these videos, like all three of them now, and the shorts and stuff, I really do appreciate your precious donation of time. Yeah, it keeps the channel going. It keeps mouths fed because we donate money to charity. And yeah, blessings and peace unto all of you, okay? Now it's time for devastation, meaning I'm going to go eat. Bye.